All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is the iBUG Cafe for May 8th, the day before Mother's Day. And we would like to wish all of our moms out there or on the call a happy Mother's Day. All right, so that's why we're having our call today, one day early, so y'all can go and celebrate your mom. All right. We are going to be talking about streaming apps today. So lots of cool different app services so you can access various movie content and TV choices, TV shows. Okay. So we're going to start it out with our introductions, which is what we normally do. And to that end, what we're going to do is we're going to unmute you, and then you will say hello, say where you're from, and then tell us if you use a streaming service such as Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever it is. Say, so do you use streaming? And if so, what is it? And please try to keep your answers quick because we want to try to get through everybody. And we've got lots going on. So just one moment and we will start that process. All right, so who would like to start? Who you are, where you're from, and do you use a streaming service?
It's Shelby Baytown, and I use Amazon Prime.
Okay, good. Thank you. Next.
Michelle Jenkins from Albany, Georgia.
Okay, do you use streaming? No? Yes?
Apple.
Okay, good. Great. Thank you. Okay, next.
Susan Sumler from Houston. I use Prime Video.
All right, great. Thank you. Next.
Michelle Duquette from Virginia, and I stream on a service called Serotech.
Oh, yeah, great.
Okay. Seotetek.
Yeah, great. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, next.
Margaret Tremont, Arlington, Virginia. I use Netflix, Prime, Hulu, Apple.
Okay, maybe you should be doing this demo. Okay, thank you, Margaret. All right, next. Who's next?
Hi,
this is Dar.
Oh, go ahead.
This is Darlene from Portland, Oregon. So
Okay.
I've tried a lot of different ones. So mainly I do Netflix because they have descriptive audio.
All right,
and
great.
I AirPlay onto my Samsung TV, which is really great.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Darlene. Okay, who's next?
Hi, I'm Michelle Bernstein. I live in New York City. I'm not really sure if I'm streaming, to be honest. I have Netflix on my television, which is a smart TV.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm doing it as a streaming service. I think it's just part of my television subscription. So maybe you'll get into that
we'll
later.
talk about that. And you're from where again? Where are you from?
I'm from New York City.
New York City. All right. New York. Okay, great. Okay, who's next?
This is Terry from
Go ahead,
Illinois,
Terry.
and I use YouTube and MLB.com.
All right, great. Okay, who's next?
This is Dan from Southern California. I guess I qualify. I use YouTube, but not on a regular basis. I'm looking forward to this demonstration.
Great. Thank you, Dan. Glad to have you. All right, who's next?
This is LaDon from Garland, Texas, and I stream Amazon's music.
All right, wonderful. LaDon, glad to have you. Okay, who's next?
This is Jim from North Carolina. I guess streaming, I use Apple Music. That's about all I think I stream.
Okay, very good. Okay, next. Keep going.
Hey, this is Hershey from Florida.
Hey.
I use YouTube Music, Prime Video, and Hulu.
Oh, wow. Okay, great. Thank you, Hershey. Okay, who's next?
This is Ned from Kyle, Texas, and I use Netflix.
All right, sir. Thank you. Who's next?
This is Freddie from Galveston County, and I use Hulu.
All right, great. Okay, who else?
This is Paul D'Addario from Arlington, Virginia, and I use Netflix and HBO Max.
All right, sir. Thank you. Glad to have you. Okay.
This is Keith in Austin, YouTube, Spotify, and Blind Mice.
Okay, good. Next. Thank you. Who's next?
This is Steven from Austin, and I stream Netflix, Prime Video, and YouTube TV, which is the streaming service that's separate from YouTube. But
All right. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, who's next? Who's next? If you're just joining us, we're saying who you are, where you're from, and do you use a streaming service?
My name's Samantha. I'm from Houston, Texas. I use Disney Plus and Netflix and Paramount Plus.
All right. Way to go. Welcome.
Without audio descriptions.
Okay. Thank you, Samantha. Nice to have you. All right. Who's next? Anybody else?
Vincent Delorza, New Jersey.
Hey.
All I listen to is like Pandora and Spotify.
Okay, our music man. All right. Who else? Who else? Anybody else want to say hi? Oh,
Edwin in Houston.
Hi, Edwin. Okay, what you got?
I use Peacock.
Oh, yeah, that's a new one. All right, great. Thank you. All right.
This
Anybody?
is George.
George.
Hey, I use Netflix, YouTube TV, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Hulu. I don't know, something else. And do me a favor, could you move me back because I'm struggling finding my mute button.
Okay, hold on. All right, so everybody's muted again. Okay, so who else? Anybody else would like to say hello and where you're from, and then we will move on.
Hi, it's Jody from New Hampshire. Paramount Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Prime Video, and YouTube.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Jody. All right. Welcome. Anybody else?
Terry from Houston.
Go ahead, Terry.
Yeah, I use Tubi for my main streaming for video content.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. Anybody else?
I'm Linda from Humble, YouTube.
All right. Thank you, Linda. Anybody else? Who's next? Anybody else want to say who you are, where you're from, and your streaming app of choice if you use it?
Lisa and Porter, and I stream Amazon Music, and I also do YouTube. And hi, George.
All right. Thank you, Elisa. Okay, moving on. Anybody else? Okay.
Hi, y'all. This is Michael in Texas. I use Netflix.
Oh, my goodness.
YouTube, Prime Video, and Apple TV.
I thought all you know is Prime Rib. I didn't know you knew about Prime TV. All right, very good, Mr. McCulloch. Glad to have you. Anybody else? Anybody else? Anybody else? All right.
Sandhya.
Oh, yes. Okay, so I'm Sandhya Rao and work from in Houston, and I use Netflix, Prime Video, Apple TV, and something else. I forgot what it was.
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. So, and what about Sree? Sree, what you got? Sree, what do you use?
Right, so I am Sree Roy. I'm from Springfield, Virginia, and I use Netflix.
Okay, and Sree, we want to welcome Sree. He's going to be leading iBUG Cafe, and so we are so grateful for Sree to take on that job. And so, with that, I will be handing it over. I will be quiet until.
Sandhya.
What? Yes, I'm going to make announcements now.
Yeah, we got some people listening in on Clubhouse.
Oh, yes.
We're
Okay.
simulcasting to Clubhouse. You might want to.
Yeah, well, welcome to, and I recognize somebody on this call that we met on Clubhouse. And so welcome to everybody that's on Clubhouse. We are so excited to have you. And if you would like to be, if you like listening on Clubhouse, that's great. If you would like to be a part of our conversation, if you have questions toward the end, we'd love to have you. And you can just visit our website, ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org. If you go there, you'll find the link to our conference call, and it's the same link for all of our calls. So we'd love to have you, and we're just so happy that you're here. We're happy that all of y'all are here, those on Zoom, those on Clubhouse, and those who will be listening to this recording later on. All right, with that, we're going to make our quick announcements and then get started with the program. Okay, so we are now, everybody's muted. Going to quickly go through announcements and then we will start. Okay, what are our announcements? We just want to talk about upcoming events for this week. Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, so first of all, what's coming up? So today is obviously our iBUG Cafe, and then on Monday night we'll have iBUG Buzz, all of our answers to questions about iOS related, devices, and then all the peripherals. So if you have any kind of questions like that, it's an open forum from 7:30 to 9:30. All times on this call are Central Time, and all events take place on the same Zoom conference line. So we'd love for you to participate on that. And the first 45 minutes are reserved for new callers. So feel free to come and take advantage of that and present your questions. We'd love to have it. Then Tuesday will be the mini buzz, and that's on Clubhouse at 5 p.m. Central Time. So we will be doing the same Q&A session regarding iOS-related devices and peripherals. So that'll be from 5 to 6, and we'd love to have you guys join us there. And if you need, Clubhouse invitations, just let us know, and we will try to help you with that. And then next Thursday, May 13th, we have the Vila Book Club. We're going to be reading The Murder House by James Patterson, and that'll be a pretty exciting book. It's got a legal thriller, some courtroom drama, all kinds of good stuff. So come and check that out at 6:30 on Thursday, May 13th, 6:30. And then iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. Every Friday night we watch movies, 7:30 social time, and then 8 o'clock watch the movie that's audio described. And then we have our discussion to follow. Also, finally, we are doing a drawing for an Apple Watch. It's a fundraiser. Because iBUG is a nonprofit, we will be for a donation of $10, you can have a $400 Apple Watch Series 6, the latest and greatest, worth $400. So that will be a drawing on May 22nd, which will be our next Apple Workshop, our special 10-year anniversary. We'd love for you to come. We'll have games and door prizes and some entertainment, and there might be some singing and dancing. Who knows? You never know what might happen. So we'd love for you to come for that. Trivia, games. It's going to be fun. So please come for that on May 22nd from 2 to 4, the next Apple Workshop. Then just real quick review of social media. We have ibugtoday.org is our website, ibugtoday.org. Then facebook.com/group/iBugToday, and then Twitter @iBugToday. Do you see a pattern? I hope so. And then if you have an email, you can always email at ibugtoday@gmail.com. Okay, I think that, and we would love for all of y'all to also, we're getting more involved on Clubhouse, so please check us out there as well. We have a Clubhouse club, and so you can follow us on iBUG Today there. Okay, now with all that out of the way, we will now turn it over for the reason that all of y'all are here. Sree, why are they all here, Sree? Can you tell me, please? Where is Sree?
All right, welcome. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. We're all ready. What's going on? What are we doing today?
We're going to be talking about streaming and streaming videos. And first, before, I just want to say thank you for spending your Saturday evening, and to a happy early wishes to all the mothers. All right, so what is the definition of streaming? So think of it as a continuous delivery of audio and video by a service provider that is not your traditional cable box or your on-air antenna or a satellite provider. So that's kind of like the generic definition of it. Okay, and there's some really good benefits about streaming versus you're doing the traditional video that we watch on our TV. The great thing is our iOS device supports all the apps of different streaming providers out there. Each one of those, there is an app on our phone. So it's very easily accessible. And somebody else mentioned today, it was interesting about watching Netflix on their cable box. The reality is that if you are watching Netflix on your cable box, you are actually streaming. The cable box provider is providing that Netflix through a streaming service. So you are actually streaming. Some of the advantages also with streaming is there is no contract. So you can join and cancel anytime you want. You see something, you like it, you stay. You don't like it, you say, okay, I'm going to try something else. And so you have the opportunity to cancel anytime. And typically most streaming services that you that you want to join, they typically give you at least like a 7-day trial so you can check it out. So, and eventually, if you do go with streaming, you could potentially save some money also. Who all doesn't love to save money? For myself, I have last year, I cut the cord. I am a cord cutter, and I am currently saving about $50 a month because I don't have a cable bill. All right, so I saved some money, but during the pandemic, the streaming service providers were also doing well. They had some record new subscribers, and some of these have gained over 50% new subscribers during the pandemic. And so just to give you a little history, on average, I heard most of you guys are streaming. On average, there's about 3 different service providers that typically a household has. And during the pandemic, it grew up to about 5 different service providers per household. All right, so I heard a lot of different streaming service providers out there. So I'm just gonna run over some of these and tell you how much subscribers they're typically having. And some of these companies project by 2024, they're gonna have worldwide over 250 million subscribers. All right, so the big ones, YouTube, it's got 2 billion subscribers. YouTube TV has about 3 million subscribers. Amazon Prime, about 150 million subscribers. Apple TV, 10 million. Netflix, over 200 million. Disney Plus, about over 100 million. Roku, about 50 million. Hulu, over 40 million. HBO Max, about 38 million. NBC Peacock, 33 million. Pluto TV, about 28 million. Discovery Plus, 11 million. And Locast, as of now, they have 31 local areas that they cover for free: ABC, NBC, CBS, and Fox. So with all of this that I just mentioned, we all have lots of choices, lots of things to pick from, and they range from paid subscribing services to free with commercials. So you have a lot of pickings from streaming providers. Okay, so now we've all got streaming services. So let's make sure we got the most important thing is audio descriptions. We want to make sure that what we're watching has audio description. All right, so how do we do that? So I'm going to give you some resources that you can look at. The first one is the Audio Description Project put out by the American Council of the Blind. Their website is acb.org/ADP. And a very good resource if you want to find out a particular show. Is that show being offered through audio description? The time, it's all listed there. It's a good resource. You can also check out Spectrum Access app. That's another service that can give you audio description for shows that you're watching. And finally, we're going to take a look at how to set up audio description on your phone if you haven't done so. So I'm going to kind of walk you through that really quick. So we're going to go ahead and go to accessibility. So I'm going to go to my wonderful Siri and ask her to open accessibility. Open accessibility.
Here are the accessibility settings.
All right, we're going to go ahead and flick right till we hear audio description. So I'm going to flick right.
Accessibility. Accessibility vision, voiceover, zoom, off, magnifier, display and text motion, but spoken content, audio descriptions, off. Button.
Okay, my audio description is off. I'm going to double tap to open it up.
Accessibility, back button.
All right, so I've got accessibility. I'm going to go ahead and flick right.
Audio descriptions, heading. Audio descriptions, off.
All right, I'm going to double tap.
On.
All right, now I've got audio description set up on my iOS device. So those are some important resources. So just make sure you have your audio description turned on your iOS device. And as Sandhya said, after our presentation, we'll go ahead and do some Q&A. All right, so let's get the show started, as they say. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our first speaker. This lady has so many hats that she wears, I've lost track. But I know that she's got a nice bug hat with a big smile. And obviously, the Amazon logo has a good smile. So I think Sandhya Rao is going to do an amazing presentation on Amazon Prime. So Sandhya, you have the mic.
All right. Thank you, Sree. Okay, here we go, folks. Let's get started. And you will see, just, letting you know that these are all going to have some similarities. So we're going to, just show you how they're similar, how they're different, and what might work for you. And, we'll all pick what we think is better for us. All right. So Amazon Prime, or Prime Video, is the official service. It is $119 per year. And what is that? It gives you a lot of things. I mean, you have the 2-day delivery, 1-day delivery. There's all the delivery benefits, and then there's Audible books. They have access to that. You have access to all of the TV programming on Prime Video. So there's lots of different things that come with Prime Video. So I'm gonna not, you can look that up, but basically Prime Video gives you access to, thousands of TV shows and original content and movies and all kinds of good stuff. All right, so we know that. We know that there's a lot out there. How do I find what it is that I want, right? That's the question. That's why we're here. So, once you've downloaded the app and set up your account and so forth, we pick it up from there. We open the app, and as always, there are different tabs. And I was trying to make sense of this for myself. And how I think of it is, some of the tabs are how to find things, and then the other tabs are how to go back to things that you've already looked at. All right, so that's kind of how I'm going to be thinking of this, because I was like, well, why is this here and why is that there? And so this is how I am understanding it, and I hope this will help you, or you might find a way that works better for you. But so here are the quick tabs on the bottom, and I'm just going to really quickly tell you what they are.
Speech on.
Okay, does that sound good, Sree?
Selected. Home tab. 1
All
of
right,
5.
so Home tab is, just real quick overview, Home tab is going to basically be telling you what you watched most recently. And we're going to go into that in just a sec.
Store tab. 2 of 5.
Store, as implies the name. So that's one of the where you need to go look for things. That's where, so that would be Store.
Find tab. 3 of 5.
Find, as implied by the name. So you can go look for things specifically.
Downloads tab. 4 of 5.
Downloads, this is where you have created it's the content that you have saved.
My Stuff tab. 5 of 5.
And then My Stuff, once again, stuff that you have saved or somehow marked for further review at a later time. Okay, so let's go to where would we want to start? I would, you go to the app, and maybe you want to figure out, well, how do I find something? I'm going to go first to the let's go to Home.
Tab bar. Selected. Home tab.
Like,
1 of 5.
go to Home.
Selected.
So
home,
you're going to be
1 of 5.
You're going to be navigating. Basically, think of navigating by headings throughout all of these. For this app, especially, you can navigate by headings, and then it'll tell you. And what I will impart to you is that you'll see the different options throughout. It's a pattern. So you're going to see the same options in different places. So I'm just, not to get confused, but just be ready. They want to make it as easy for you and as convenient for you to do what you want to do with the movie that you have found. All right. So that's the point. Okay.
Direct touch area.
This direct touch area is popping up, and we will talk about that. I, really have found no use for it, but maybe Sree or, somebody else will tell us what that's really for. But, okay. So, like I said, this is going to, if I'm swiping from the top left.
Prime Video. Heading. Image. Right. Free to me. Off. Button.
So, right there, right off the bat, free to me. So, it's off, but if you just only want things that you don't have to pay for, heck, I'm already paying $119. I don't want to pay any more. So maybe I'm just going to put that, I'm going to toggle. That's a toggle button. So I'm going to put on for that. I don't want to pay for anything extra. Okay. So, but keep in mind that that will limit some of the, you may not see all of your options. Okay. So just be aware of that. So that's one option.
Home button.
And then you have another home button. It's kind of redundant.
Originals button.
Originals. Okay. These are just like it implies, things that Amazon has created.
TV button.
And then TV.
Movies button. Kids button.
Kids.
Direct touch area.
All right. So those are just the top categories. And then you can go in and you can browse here if you want. There's just lots of different places where you can look at what's going on. So let's pick
Free to me off button. Home button. Originals button.
We'll pick originals. Let's pick that.
Originals. The Boy from Medellin button. THE International Originals. Tom Clancy's Without Remorse button.
So these are just, shows that Amazon has created, and then we could, get more information about them. We can, see what it's about. So let's go ahead. We'll pick this one, the Tom Clancy. Maybe somebody's a Tom Clancy fan out there.
Amazon Originals. The Boy from Medellin button.
Oh, well, we'll try that one. Okay, double tap. I'm going to double tap.
In prop back button.
All right. So what do we get? What information?
The Boy from Medellin.
Okay, the title.
Included with Prime.
So it's telling me I don't have to pay for it because it's included with Prime. Because I left that option off. About free to me, it's off. So now it's telling me, hey, you don't have to pay for this.
Play movie button.
So I can play it.
Trailer button.
Watch the trailer, but I don't know what it's about.
Add to watch list button.
Add to watch list. Remember I was saying you can go back and find it? Well, that's where if you want to add it there, you can put it there.
Download button.
Download.
Share button.
Oh, I can share.
From Academy Award registered nominee and Emmy-winning filmmaker Matthew Heineman comes an intimate portrait of one of the biggest international superstars of our time.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty intriguing. So, what do I want to do first? Okay, I'm going to
play movie button.
I can play it.
Trailer button. Add to watch list
I'm going to add it to the watch list just in case I forget where I am. I'm going to double tap on that and we will find it again later.
Remove from watch list.
And you can always go back and take it out.
Download button.
I can download it. So I will now double tap on that and it'll start downloading, which is pretty cool.
Loading dimmed.
And I'll just let you know.
0% button.
Okay, it's going to
share
start.
From Academy Award registered.
So just letting you know, sometimes you have series, like maybe you have like, there's like House and, Downtown Abbey. There's all kinds of series out there. And some of them let you download the whole season and some of them will not. So it really depends on the provider. So, because I was like, why can't I download the whole season? It would be a lot easier. Well, it just depends. All right. So that's how that goes. Okay. So it's downloading. While it's doing that, it's going to be giving incremental, the progress of how long it's taking to, and then you'll eventually get a notification when it is done downloading. All right. So while that's going on, we could also share.
Complete button.
Oh, it's already complete. All right, thank you.
Remove from watch list. Share button.
Okay, maybe I want to tell a friend. If I had a friend, I would share this information with him or her. Tell them, hey, I'm watching the show. So I could double tap on this.
Share.
All right.
Watch.Amazon. Sree Roy messages. Dismiss pop-up. The Boy from Dismiss pop-up. The Boy from Close but Sandhya.
So it gives you your typical share sheet. So whoever the last person you were talking to or whatever. So we could.
Michael McCullough messages.
Okay, I could double tap on that.
Sandhya's Sree Roy.
I'm going to double tap on Sree Roy. And so he's going to get a message.
Text field. Message. Text field is editing. Hey, I'm watching The Boy from Medellin. Oh. Check it out now on Prime Video. Message. Text. Attached app. Remove app from send button.
All
Send
right,
message.
so now
Back
Sree,
button.
Sree knows that I'm watching this, so just one caveat. In order for the other person to be able to watch it, they also need to have the service. Oh, very convenient, right? Okay, so there we go. So now we've shared it. Now maybe, who knows, maybe we actually want to watch the movie. What do you think? Watch a movie? Okay, let's watch the movie.
The Boy from Medellin. Included with play movie button.
All right, so before I play the movie, when I double tap on it, things are going to start happening. So I just want to let you know, mine will play in landscape mode. So I will have to then hold the phone with the input, or where your former home button used to be, to the right. Okay, that'll be to the right, or where you plug in the phone. That point will be to your right. Okay, so I'm going to now double tap on play. Okay.
Included play movie button.
All right.
Trailer button.
Oh, you know what?
Play
Hold on.
movie
One more thing I
button.
wanted to tell you.
Included with The Boy from Medellin. The Boy from Medellin. Included with play trailer. Remove complete. Share. But from Academy Award with star rating. Languages. Audio 2. Subtitles 29. Button.
So that's what I wanted to tell you. You keep swiping and you get little more information. Told you it was Academy winning and all this stuff. Then languages. That's the critical point right there. When it says audio 2. That's what I have figured out, that kind of tells you that that's audio description. It doesn't say it right here, but that's kind of what I have picked up in my little informal survey of this app. Okay, so but not every show on Amazon is audio described, and I'm going to show you a way to find them more easily, but that is a quick clue right there. Okay, so let's go back to playing the video.
Included The Boy. Back button. Play movie button.
Play. Hallelujah. Here we go.
Play landscape. The Boy from Medellin.
€3 for this fight.
I think this is a commercial.
Minister Malcolm X. Jim Brown takes the ball.
Sorry. Okay, hold on.
Your brothers could move mountains without lifting a finger.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Okay. One Night in Miami. Okay. Okay. That's one of their shows, so they're putting.
An animated book opens and a city block rises from its blank pages. A low view.
All right, so you can use a 2-finger double tap to mute and unmute. The magic tap works. So right away, you start hearing the description of the logo and the movie, information. So I'm going to go back.
Rewind 10 sec close.
So
0% adjustable.
I'm going to start all the way to the left. Close
button. The Boy from Medellin. Heading.
So it starts off with The Boy from Medellin. It comes out somehow, your voiceover starts off in the middle, so you need to really swipe all the way to the left. Just letting you know that that's just the way it works. So you get your name of what you're watching.
Close button.
I'm swiping to the right with one finger. You have close.
Rewind 10 seconds button.
Maybe you missed a few words. You can go back.
Play button.
Play.
Fast forward 10 seconds button. 0% adjustable.
So that is your slider, your track position. You can move forward or backward there, swiping up and down with one finger.
0.8/1 35:29.
So it's telling you have 0.8, you have 8 seconds of a movie that's an hour and 30 something minutes. All right. So that tells you how long your movie is.
Cast unavailable button.
And sometimes you get information about the cast.
X-ray.
X-ray is a really cool feature. Let me show you that real quick.
Video. Scene 1. Amazon Studios. Starts at 000000.
So it literally, I've tried this out. You go through different scenes. So like maybe you remember, hey, this is where the guy jumped off the cliff or something. And then if you find the scene description, then you can go to where you left off. That's one way. I just never saw this before. Scene descriptions. Okay.
Close button.
All right.
Close.
Go back. Okay.
Play button.
Let's see.
Fast forward 0%. 0.8/cast on of X-ray. View all. Enable AirPlay button.
You could, AirPlay it to another TV or something if you wanted.
Audio and subtitles options button.
I'm going to double tap on this because if you didn't already have it on, let's just see what it says.
Subtitles. Select Arabic letter Aleph. Selected off. Close audio. Close button. Selected off. Arabic letter up. Dansk. Deutsch.
Okay, why is that?
Arabic letter select close audio. Subtitles. Subtitles. Audio.
Okay, we'll go back here.
Unif-
We don't want
Cyrillic capital
that.
Portuguese.
Wow.
Awesome angle syllable.
Okay.
Rows 12 to 20 of 30.
All right.
Selected off.
We'll
Selected
get out
Arabic
of
dance.
here.
Select close.
All right, thank you. Okay, so you can get a
boy
little.
from Medellin.
Usually it would say, audio description English. Okay, so okay. All right, so that is real quick. I'm not going to play the movie. I guess we could skip forward and just show you how that works.
Play button. Video.
Settling outside a movie theater.
Video.
Illuminated by
So-
lights, the marquee read.
What happens is when you start the video, it starts saying video, and then you don't see any buttons, and you're like, how do I control this thing? You just have to double tap once on the video where it says video, and then you get all these controls. Okay, I promise. That's what's going on here.
Close. Video.
Double
Video.
tapping.
Video. 0. Fast forward 0%. 0. 20. 0%.
You're gonna move up,
Come
swipe
on,
up.
man. 20%.
All right.
Fast play button.
The kitchen, Jose uses
Video.
his phone at the counter while two women work. He watches videos on Instagram.
All right, so you kind of get the point. She's describing what's going on. Okay, so that's how you would watch a movie. So let's move on. We're running.
The boy from the boy close button.
So you close
Portrait
out
back
and then
button.
you're back in portrait mode. So switch the phone into portrait mode. Okay.
Return back 437.
Ooh, okay. All right. So now we've seen the movie. We watched the movie. Now, what if I want to search for a particular movie that maybe a particular actress or something? Let's go.
Tab bar. Find tab.
So that's
3 of 5.
That's the find tab. Okay. All right. It's nice and simple here.
Actor, title, or genre. Search field.
You can search
Actions
by
available.
any of those categories. I could type in somebody. I'm going to type in Sree, got an actor. I'm going to put, let's try this one.
Search field. Dictate button.
Julia Roberts.
Inserted Julia Roberts.
Okay, so then what do we get?
Julia Roberts movies. Julia Roberts movie. Julia Roberts Amazon Prime movies free.
So it's already breaking it down for you as to which are free and which are not. So I can double tap on free if I wanted to. And then we'll see all
Video.
the movies.
Results for Julia Roberts. Adore. Serenity 2019. Just getting started. 2000. Flight. To play flight. But search results. Flight. 2020. Sabrina. Steel Magnolias.
Okay, so you get all these movies. So it's pretty cool. And then just the same thing that we did before. You can, select one and play it and all that kind of the same kind of thing. Let's see. Let's go back.
Back button. Back actor.
What if you wanted to just find movies that were audio described? So here's a great place. So you put your phone in, we're still under the find tab, and then hit do the rotor and find headings.
Volume. Containers. Volume. Speaking rate. Activities. Words. Characters. Headings.
All right, swiping down.
Browse by heading.
And these are all the different things that you can browse by, okay? Just different categories that you can search through.
Genres. Heading. Categories. Heading.
Categories.
Heading not found.
So once you've picked categories, then you swipe right.
Recently added TV. Available to download button.
So not all things are available to download. So that's giving you a clear demarcation there.
Award winners button. 4K but audio descriptions button.
The audio description. There we go.
For audio descriptions button.
Okay, I'm going to double tap on that because that's what I want.
Audio disc 1500 videos.
No, it's been saying that a lot, so I'm not sure if that's really significant or not.
Rio 2. The Devil Wears Prada. DEVIL. Wears.
Okay, So you can, there we go. We have these movies that are going to be audio described. All right. So there we go. So we can, and then you basically go through the same procedure that I just showed you a minute ago with the other movie.
Back button. Audio disc back button.
Back.
Actor.
And you can, like I said, search by actor or by the different categories, action, romance, all that kind of stuff. All right, so now.
Tab bar, my stuff, tab, downloads, tab, 4 of 5.
So that's the find tab. That's the powerful. That's probably where you're going to spend your most time, just starting and looking for what you want if you have a specific idea. All right, and then.
Store, tab, 2 of 5.
Store is when maybe you don't know what you want and you want to know what's out there. Okay, so that was the second tab. I went to find because that's where I would probably want to go, but here's some other options.
Direct touch area, Academy Awards registered Best Picture winner, rent or buy, heading.
So now it's telling you what you can rent or buy. So because we're in the store, right? They're going to charge you money. They're telling you straight up you're going to be paying some money. Okay, so we could just swipe down by heading.
Container headings. Prime Video Cinema, heading. New release movie rentals, rent, heading. Prime member deals, Prime member deals, Prime kit because you watched the Brady Bunch, Prime Video.
So then it also, Amazon Prime likes to recommend things based on what you've read and or watched before. So it says, well, because you watched Brady Bunch, maybe you want to watch this other I like all these old shows, and so it's giving me all these other old shows.
Because you watched the Brady Bunch, rent or buy, heading.
Okay, what would it recommend?
Prime Video, what we're watching. Bundles button, bundle, rent or buy, rent or buy, new release movies,
okay,
or buy, new release deal because you watched The Love Boat, rent or buy, heading, Hot in Cleveland season 1, but NCIS, Wings season 1.
So these are other shows that it thinks that it's related to The Love Boat. All right, so that's kind of how that works. It kind of gives you things that are similar to what you're already watching because obviously we don't know everything that's out there. All right, next, downloads. Okay, so these are how we find and store. Those are the two things where you look for things. Now, how do you go back and find the things that you have already saved? Real quick.
Tab bar, downloads, tab, 4 of 5.
Go to downloads, and that is where you're going to find our downloads. Remember, we downloaded something a little while ago. What was it? The Boy from Medlin. Let's see where it is. Let's see.
Funny Girl, 4K, 2.2 gigabytes. Downloads, add 2 video, 4 hours, 4 minutes, 2.2 gigabytes. Edit, button, Funny Girl, 4K UHD.
So that's Funny Girl. That was from an earlier download I did.
2 hours, 1.4 gig. Download complete. Overflow menu. Progress. The Boy from Medlin. Button.
There it is. The Boy from Medlin.
1 hour, 36 minutes. 860.7 megabytes.
So it's telling you the size that it's taken up on your phone. So obviously you're going to be aware of that. And then once you watched it, you can set it up so that it automatically deletes if you want it to go away. You don't want it to take up unnecessary space. All right. So that's something to be, check that out.
Download completed. Overflow menu button.
That overflow menu is there all the time. I'll just show you what it is. It's
Close
really
button.
not very helpful.
The Boy from Amazon majority rating 16 plus, has audio description, has subtitles, 860.7 megabytes, quality, better.
Oh, sorry. I guess there was some useful information there. Sorry about that.
Play movie
Okay,
button.
we can play the movie.
Delete download button.
You can delete it.
Share button.
Share it.
View details button. View details button.
All right. So now one more option. If we've done with the downloads, we'll go to the final tab, which is My Stuff.
View details
I
button.
want to go back.
Return. RAW 1 cellular. Play move Amazon. The Boy close button.
Close. And so usually that close button is going to be just like the back button. It's going to be near the top left. Just try to find it up there. Left top corner. Okay, now back to our main screen. We're looking for the My Stuff tab.
Tab bar. My Stuff. Tab.
Tab.
5 of 5.
And
The Boy from Medlin. Sandhya. The Boy
so
from...
this kind of just, like I said, aggregates all the things that you have, and it sometimes it says purchase, but I really, kind of freaked me out and it said purchases, but I had not purchased anything, but it just lists everything here. So we have The Boy from Medlin.
Play The Boy from Medlin. Overflow menu. Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. Play Tom Overflow menu. Serenity.
So it just basically puts all the things that you have even maybe looked at in the past. They're all right here. Then you can resume watching them. So and then that's basically how it works.
Return to Sree, but Sandhya is 4:44 p.m.
All right, so let's see. I think that's about all I have, unless we will be entertaining some more questions. I went through pretty quickly, but hopefully that is clear to everyone. Well, one more thing I wanted to show you real quick. Hang on.
Tab bar, home,
We
tab,
got back to home,
Prime
and
Video.
this also, you can literally pick up where you left off. That's what I wanted to show you last. So again, about going back and seeing what you've got.
The Boy from Medley, Frank of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, Season 3, button, Emmy winner. Coming to America, Them, Sound of Metal, button.
So wait. So these are more, I'm sorry. These are some of the new things that are out there. So this is another place where you can browse. I'm sorry. It usually has the things that you have watched up the top, and then some of the new other shows that you can check out below that. And then you can also navigate by heading.
Container headings, International Original Series, included with Prime.
Okay, international stuff.
Amazon Original Stand-Up Comedy, included with Prime. Original Kids Series, heading not found. Heading not.
All right, and so there we go. We have lots of shows for children as well. They have parental controls. So there's there's lots of settings that I'm not going to go into, because I think mainly we want to know generally how to use the app, and that is what I have done. So with that, Sree, I will hand it back to you. Sree?
All right, Sonia, thank you very much for the demo of Amazon Prime.
Thank you.
So I am going to talk about Apple TV and Apple TV Plus. All right, so first, if I mention Apple TV, there's lots of questions. So let's kind of define what Apple TV is and Apple TV Plus. All right, so if you hear the word Apple TV, most of us think it's that little box that we have that Apple provides that we use for streaming. That is an Apple TV box. And that is the physical TV box. Now, there's also the Apple TV app. That is the app that we download on our phone or our television or the many devices, smart TVs, and so forth. That is the Apple TV app. Now, it really does a lot of things. So some people call the Apple TV a hub because it does multiple things. Okay. So then we have the Apple TV channels, which are inside the Apple TV hub. And then we have the Apple TV Plus, which is a channel that is inside the Apple TV app. So I hope that made some clarification, because I did not quite understand that there was a lot of confusion when we say Apple TV. All right, so that's basically the definitions of Apple TV, how they reside in the Apple system. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some settings that we need to make sure we have set up. I'm going to go ahead and turn my phone back on, with voiceover on.
Speech on. Battery.
Okay, so the first thing is we need to go take a look at the settings within the TV app, because I want you to be aware of when you are watching or downloading these things, where this thing is all set up. So
settings.
I'm going to go ahead and open up settings.
Settings, accessibility.
I'm going to go ahead and go back.
Settings, heading.
And I'm going to go ahead and swipe right till we get to TV. It's way down at the bottom.
Sounds and haptics.
So I'm going to
rows 12 to 30 of 200. Wallet and Apple passwords. Mail. Contact. Calendar. Notes. Remind. Voice. Phone. Messages. FaceTime.
Lots of flicking right.
Safari. News. Stocks. Translate. Maps. Compass. Measure. Shortcut. Health. Button. Music. But TV.
All right, TV. So I want you to make sure that if you are using Apple TV Plus, that you make sure that depending on your data service with your cell carrier, you make sure that you are careful that you don't overuse your data service. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap.
Streaming options.
All right, so we have a couple of streaming options here, and basically the two options that you have is either you're going to be streaming or you're going to be downloading something through Apple TV Plus. So this is where you can tell how you want and the quality of the streaming service that you want. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and flick right.
Use cellular data on.
All right, so first thing for streaming, we get an option. Do you want to use cellular data? You have the ability. you have the ability to toggle on or off. So if you turn it off, that means if you are streaming, you have to go through your Wi-Fi if this is turned off. Now, if this is turned on, you're allowing your cell service to also stream the video. And if I flick right,
cellular, automatic.
Okay, on cellular, automatic, you have a couple of options. If you double tap, it's going to tell you, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I'm just going to verbally tell you that you have some options, whether what kind of quality streaming that you want. You want the super high quality or you want the data saver type of quality. So you have the option for that. And then if I flick right,
Wi-Fi, high quality.
All right, so for your Wi-Fi, you also have the same option, whether you want to stream with high quality or you rather save some time and go with a lower quality. Now you also have that option if you flick right to download.
Download options, heading.
All right, so download options. So if I flick right again.
Use cellular data on.
All right, once again, we get an option to turn on or off our cellular data for downloading. And if we go ahead and flick right, we're going to get the same two different options we had previously.
Cellular, fast downloads.
All right, so cellular, you also have the option when you're watching Wi-Fi, whether you want the super high quality audio and video, or you content with a lower quality, but a data saver type bandwidth. So if I flick right again.
Wi-Fi, fast downloads.
All right, so you have the option for Wi-Fi also for download. You can go with high, which will give you the best audio and video quality, or you can go with the data saver and it'll be a little lower quality. And if I go ahead and flick right.
Languages, 2.
There's a couple of languages that you can pick one. One is your iPhone language and one is the original media content language. I'm not exactly sure why they give you an option for an iPhone language because I'll never use that, but it's there. If I go ahead and flick right again.
Add or remove languages and change the size of the video you download.
All right, so you've got some options there. Go ahead and flick right.
Allow TV to access, heading.
All right, so allow TV to access.
Siri and search button.
All right, so we have Siri and search.
Notifications.
We also have
badges button.
We also have notifications with badges, like we typically do with any other app that we run.
Device preferences, heading.
Okay, device preferences. Go ahead and flick right.
Show sports scores on.
All right, this is kind of interesting because I could not get this to work, but I thought this was a great thing where you have the ability to select TV teams or teams that you enjoy watching, and it's supposed to give you notification updates, but I could not get it to work. I was waiting to hear the scores of some baseball games yesterday, and it did not give it to me, but it does give me some features within the Apple TV app that I'll show you that's kind of neat if you enjoy following or watching sports. So there's the option here where you can actually turn notification on.
Use play history on.
You can do play history on.
Allow TV shows and movies played on this device to influence your For You recommendations and update or continue watching across your devices.
Okay.
See how your data is managed. Link.
Okay. Well, you have that option if that's okay with you letting them get a little bit of your watching habits.
Purchases and rentals heading.
All right, and this gives you all your purchase and rentals.
Video definition, HD button.
Okay, and so this is basically when you download, especially on a iTunes, when you download or buy a movie, you have the option in Apple whether you want HQ or you want standard. So I've selected HQ.
Home sharing.
And then you have home sharing. So those basically are the settings within the Apple settings of the TV app. All right. All right, so what is Apple TV? So it's basically video on demand, just like what Sandhya talked about, Amazon Prime. Currently, Apple has very limited compared to the other streaming services on their amount of shows. It also currently doesn't support binge watching like some other service providers where when they release 10 episodes, they release all 10 episodes, whereas in Apple TV Plus, you have to wait each week for the episode to be released. All right, so currently, as of November of last year, Apple TV only has about 4 feature films. They have 17 TV shows, 11 documentaries, 6 talk shows, and their budget is around $6 billion. Okay, so let's look at what does it cost to have Apple TV Plus? Okay, the standard cost for Apple TV Plus is $4.99. And what do you get with that? You get family sharing with 6 members. And it does come with a 7-day free trial. All right, so if you are a student, you get a deal also for $4.99. You get Apple Music with Apple TV Plus. And if you want the a la carte deal, which is $29.99, you get a bunch of different things. You get family sharing with 6 members. You get the Apple TV Plus. You get Apple Music. You get 2 terabytes of cloud storage. And you get Apple News Plus, Apple Arcade, and Apple Fitness. So you get an a la carte for $29.99. And if you do purchase some Apple devices, you do typically get a 1-year free service of Apple TV Plus, and you may have to check to see which product provides that deal. Okay, so obviously the Apple TV app or the Apple TV Plus will work on all your I/O devices, including your iPod Touch, your phone, your Mac computer, your Apple TV, as well as third-party televisions. I heard someone say they watch their TV through AirPlay, so sports through AirPlay. Obviously, it works with the Amazon Fire TV Stick, and there's plenty of other devices out there that you can install and watch Apple TV Plus by installing the Apple TV app. Okay, let's look at some of the things that Apple TV Plus supports from a audio video quality. Okay, it supports HDR, which is high dynamic range. It has what creates, maybe doesn't really apply to us since we can't see the screen, but you can get some real sharp picture. You also get Dolby Vision. And you also get Dolby Atmos, where it provides 3D type audio. So you get all those high-end things with Apple TV Plus. Okay. So we've set up the settings, told you about the cost. Now let's take a look at what's actually in Apple TV Plus. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open the TV app.
Setting.
And
TV.
There's my TV app. I'm going to go ahead and double tap and open it.
Selected TV tab bar. Watch now tab 1 of 4.
All right, so I'm going to go through some things in a little different sequence here. So when you open it, you're in the Watch Now sections of the Apple TV app. And remember, I said that Apple TV Plus is a channel inside the Apple TV Plus. So first thing, we're on Watch Now, which is the titled in the top left-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and flick right once.
Originals tab 2 of 4.
Okay, we got Originals.
Library tab 3 of 4.
We got Library, and these are the tabs that are in the bottom of the screen. So
Originals tab selected. Watch Now included with your subscription heading.
Okay, so I'm going to look at Watch Now first. So I'm going to go ahead and
Watch Now heading.
And I'm going to do flick right once.
Ted Lasso, see all button. What to watch.
Let me get back here.
West, the Mosquito Coast.
I got to go back to the beginning,
Yankees,
so hold on.
Favorite sports, TV show, movies. Up next. Watch Now heading.
All right, Watch Now.
Up next heading.
All right, so you have Up Next. That is basically when you can go ahead and put your shows in queue, and I will kind of explain that a little bit later where they're located. And
movies,
and you have option to go through movies, TV shows, sports. And this is where I wanted to kind of mention about the sport a little bit earlier when I mentioned that when you were in the TV settings, when you go to sports, it's kind of a neat thing. And unfortunately, like I said, I couldn't get it to work, but there are some benefits of setting this up. So if you're a big sports fan and you have some teams that you follow, so I'm going to go ahead and double tap on sports.
Sports. Watch Now, back button.
Okay, so basically Apple is partnered with many other streaming service providers that provides sporting events. So there's a lot to pick from here. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and scroll all the way down to the bottom. So I'm just going to do a 3-finger swipe up till I get to the bottom.
MLB, page 2 of 5. Watch college.
Excuse me, Sree?
Yeah.
We got a request for somebody to turn it a little louder, if you don't
Sure,
mind.
I apologize.
Thank you. Okay.
NHL, Flyers at Capitals,
Is that
7
better?
p.m. Available on NHL.
Yeah, that sounds better. Thank you.
All right, my apologies.
NHL, page 4 of page 5 of 5. A poster with text and an image of a person holding a shovel.
All right, so I'm on page 5 of 5. And if I go to the last thing in the bottom of the sports app, I can click on this thing.
Your favorite teams button.
Your favorite teams button. So if I double tap on that, it brings up this page where I can go ahead and start selecting my team. So in my thing, I have selected a few teams here.
Favorites: Head, Baltimore Oriole, Philadelphia 7, Pittsburgh Penguins, Pittsburgh Pirates, Pittsburgh Steelers.
That probably gives you a clue who my favorite teams are.
Washington Capitals, Washington Nationals, Washington Wizards, Leagues, heading.
Okay, so now I get the leagues heading. And so this is where you can actually go in and find a team that you want to follow. So let's say, for example, MLB, because I heard somebody said that they like to do MLB streaming. So if you double tap on MLB on this selection here, if I double tap,
MLB, Arizona Diamondbacks.
I can go in and flick through all the all the baseball teams and select the team that I would want to follow. And you just double tap, you flick right.
Atlanta Braves.
If I double tap on that, it's going to select Atlanta Braves. But basically what I've done is I've selected all these teams. So I'm just going to go back.
Favorites, back button, favorite, done, button, favorites, heading, done, button.
I'm going to go ahead and do done. And
Your favorite teams button.
Once you go ahead and select your teams, it will show up on your main route of your Apple TV app. And if the game is scheduled to be played later in the evening, it's going to show up as a next in queue to watch if you subscribe to the, let's say, the Major League Baseball channel. It'll be queued up for you. Or if the game is actually being played, it will be what's currently going on now header. So there's some good features with that. Like I said, what I couldn't get to work was the fact that it's supposed to give live notifications. It was not giving me that information. And I did reach out to Apple and they're gonna let me know why that wasn't working. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back to the
tab bar, search, tab, live, selected, watch now.
Tab, all right, watch now tab.
Selected.
And so I'm gonna go ahead and go in here and do a look at the settings for this.
Up next, head, watch now, heading. Watch now, heading. Up next, heading.
All right, so before I do that, I wanted to just go through some of the things that, like I mentioned to you guys, that Apple TV Plus is a channel. And so the best way to use this app, if you're just focusing on Apple TV Plus, is to go through these tabs. And I'm gonna go through the tabs, and I'm gonna do a 4-finger single tap on the bottom of the screen.
Tab bar, search, tab, 4 of 4.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and flick left, and I'll come back to the other tabs a little bit later, but I'm gonna go ahead and flick left till I get to Originals.
Library, tab, 3 of 4. Originals, tab, 2 of 4.
Okay, Originals, tab 2 of 4. So if I double tap on this, this is basically the channel for Apple TV Plus. This is where you'll find all the shows that are associated with Apple TV Plus. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go through this and kind of show it to you guys how it works. So like what Sandhya did, she did with Prime, she basically did headings. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go through headings so we can listen to the different types of genres that are created in headings on the Apple TV Plus. So I'm going to go to the rotor and go to headings.
Speaking rate, audio ducking, volume, punctuation, sounds, hints, screen recognition, containers, headings.
All right, headings. So I'm going to just make sure I'm in my top heading. So I'm just going to flick up.
Latest releases, heading.
All right, so latest release headings. So this is basically going to have the latest shows that are available in Apple TV Plus. I'm going to go through the headings first, and then I'll go ahead and do a demo of how to play a show. So I'm going to go ahead and flick down.
Drama series, heading.
All right, so you got drama series. And basically the way this will work is if you flick up or flick down, you'll go through your headings. And then if I flick right, it will go through those shows that are listed under the dramas. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through the list first. So I'm going to go ahead and flick down.
The Mosquito Coast, Justin Theroux stars in a new series about a family on a dangerous quest. Heading.
All right, so it gave me a synopsis of a show that is under drama, but I'm going to go ahead and swipe down.
Comedy series. Heading.
All right, you got comedy series, and I'm going to go ahead and flick down.
Mythic Quest. Season 2 is here. Ian, Poppy, and the team are back with hilarious new episodes. Heading.
All right, so it gave me a synopsis of a show that's in the comedy. I'm going to go ahead and flick down.
Feature films. Heading.
All right, this is their feature films headings. I'm going to go ahead and flick down.
Nonfiction series. Heading.
All right, their nonfiction series headings.
Family fun. Heading.
Family fun heading. I'm going to go ahead and flick down.
Coming soon. Heading.
And coming soon headings.
Meet the stars of Apple TV Plus. Heading.
And then you can also meet the stars of the Apple TV Plus in here.
More to explore. Heading.
And then you have more to explore headings. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how to play a show. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the top.
Meet the Stock Cummings family non-feature film Mythic Quest comedy series, The Mosquito Coast drama series, latest releases. Heading.
All right, latest release headings. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flick right.
See all button.
All right, I've got a see all button. So if I double tap on see all button.
See all. Mythic Quest comedy. The biggest multiplayer video game in the world has major action behind the scenes. Button. A group of people sitting at a table and posing for a photo.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and I double tapped it and opened the this particular show, and I'm going to go ahead and just flick right.
Ghostwriter, kids and family.
Okay, now
4 kids team up to solve the mystery of a bookstore ghost unfinished business. Button. A
all right,
group
so
of people walking in a tunnel.
So when I flicked right, it took me to the next show. So if I want to go and watch this particular show, I'm going to go ahead and double tap.
Ghostwriter. Latest releases. Back button.
All right, so I double tap and it opened this particular show. Now, if I go ahead and flick right.
Add to up next button.
Okay, I can add to up next. And that means that this show, I can put it in a queue. If I double tap it, it will be in my queue. I'm going to go ahead and flick right.
Share button.
I could share just like how Sandhya described share. It kind of works the same way. You get the sheet to share.
Ghostwriter.
All right, it gave me the title of the show.
Kids and family.
All right, tell me the category. It's kids and family.
October 9th, 2020.
All right, it gave me the date of the release of the show.
25 minutes.
Tell me the duration of the show.
Apple TV Plus.
All right, tell me that it's available through Apple TV Plus.
Play S2, E1 button.
All right, so it's got a play button there. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap to play.
Play media, video.
All right, so it's going to start. So I'm going to go ahead and just pause it for a second. And we're going to do that by 2-finger double tap, like what Sandhya did.
Tell me a story.
All right, so in this one with Apple TV Plus, you can watch it either through portrait or landscape. But right now, I'm actually watching it through portrait. So basically, I started the film and I just paused it, and it gave me a bunch of different options available to me. So if I did a 4-finger single tap, I'm just going to kind of walk through all the buttons that are available as the movie started.
Center of screen, video.
All right, so it says video is my option in the top left. So I'm going to go ahead and flick right.
Skip button.
All right, I've got a skip button.
Skip button, skip button.
Let me get it. I got to double tap.
Skip. Skip 15 seconds forward.
All right,
button.
so I can skip 15 seconds forward.
Media selection button.
And I'm going to go, actually, I'm going to go before I go to media selection, I want to show you something else. So let me go flick left back.
Skip 15 seconds forward. Play button.
I have a play button.
Skip 15 seconds backwards.
15
button.
seconds backward.
Airplay button.
I can do an AirPlay if I wanted to just connect it to an AirPlay TV.
Time remaining, minus 27, 12.
I'm actually kind of going backwards here.
Time elapsed, 0, 45. Current position, 0, 45. Adjustable.
Okay, so basically in current position. So this is basically kind of like what Sandhya was describing when she was playing her show. But what I want to do is I want to give you that option for media selection.
Time remaining. Airplay button. Skip 15 seconds backwards. Play button. Skip 15 seconds forward. Media selection.
All right, media selections. This is where I can go and go through the options to select audio descriptions. So I'm going to go ahead and double tap.
Audio and subtitles heading.
All right, so I've got my audio and subtitles heading. So if I go ahead and flick right,
done button.
I have my done button.
Audio heading.
All right, I've got my audio headings. If I flick right,
English.
All right, English.
Selected English AD.
All right, and it told me that I selected English AD, which is my English audio description. So this film or this show will be an audio description. So that is how you can make sure that if you're watching a show on Apple TV Plus, to make sure that the audio description is selected. It's basically the same thing. You would go to that media selection and double tap and make sure that audio selection is selected. So I'm going to go ahead and go back.
Rows 1 to 8, audio and subtitles heading.
All right, I'm going to go flick right to go to done.
Done button.
Double tap.
Done button.
All right, so now I'm back in the movie. So if I do a 2-finger double tap, it's going to start playing the movie just like we typically do with any other shows. You can do the magic tap. That is how you play a movie in Apple TV Plus.
Done button.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit done so I can get out of this one.
Latest releases back button.
Okay, so that is basically how the Apple TV Plus original tab works. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the other things that are available in the Apple TV app, because these are all kind of, like I said, I mentioned it was a hub. So this particular thing interacts with many things within the main page of the Apple TV app. For example, let's go look at the tabs first.
Tab bar, search, tab,
okay.
4 of 4.
The search tab is basically if you want to search for any kind of show on Apple TV Plus or on the Apple TV app, you can hit the search button. If you double tap it, it opens up the search box. Let's make sure I got search.
Shows, movies, and more. Search field.
All right, so it gave me the search more field. If I double tap it, and I could have it dictate a search, so I'm going to double tap.
Search field is editing, shows, movies, and more. Character mode, insertion point at start.
Now, because this is a hub, it's actually going to find a movie. Let's just say I want to find the movie Star Wars New Hope. Star Wars New Hope.
Inserted Star Wars New Hope.
And basically what I did is I did a 2-finger double tap to start dictation and a 2-finger double tap to stop dictations when I said Star Wars New Hope. So now I'm going to go ahead and search for this.
To search.
And the search is on the keyboard near the bottom right. Double tap.
Star Wars New Hope, search field.
All right, so I did Star Wars.
Cancel button. Top results button.
Top results when I flick right.
Top results button.
Double tap.
Top results. Top results movies button.
All right, movies. I'm going to go ahead and double tap.
Movies. Movies button.
It is not.
Tab bar. Originals tab 2 of 4. Star Wars.
There we go.
A New Hope. Move.
Sorry, it just took about 3 or 4 seconds for it to find it. So it found
Star Wars. A New Hope movie button.
All right, so now
available.
Basically what it did is it found the movie Star Wars. Now if I flick right,
Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga 9 movie collection button.
So it also gave me some other options within Apple TV Plus that I could go look at the whole saga. So that's basically, if you search for a movie, I could sit there and double tap and play this like I did with the other example that I gave you. So that's basically how the tab search works. You can just search for a movie and it will find whatever is in the Apple, on the Apple app. And I'm going to kind of tell you why these things vary based on what you subscribe to and what you don't.
Sree,
Star Wars New Hope.
you got about 7 minutes.
Okay.
Star Wars, a new Star Wars tab bar. Watch now. Star movies button.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and go
Tab bar selected.
get out of
Search,
this one
tab
because it
TV.
actually took me out to TV. So I'm going to go ahead and get back on the TV app.
TV. Top of screen. Cancel button.
Cancel out.
Search heading.
All right, so now I'm going to talk about what's in the main tab of Watch Now.
Search heading. Shows. Search heading. Tab bar. Library. Originals tab 2 of 4. Library.
Libraries. Libraries is basically the tab where when you purchase any movies on iTunes, they will all be in the library. And basically that will list every movie that you purchased, you'll find it in the library. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the left.
Originals tab 2. Watch Now tab
Watch Now.
1 of 4.
All right, so I'm gonna go to the same thing. I'm gonna go really quick with the headings of this. So I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that my rotor is in headings.
Vertical navigation. Headings.
All right, so in headings.
Included with your subscription. What to watch. Up next. Heading. Watch Now.
All right, I'm in the top of Watch Now. So Watch Now is any shows that you are currently watching that you may have paused, or a series of shows that you're watching, you'll find it in the Watch Now. If I go ahead and flick down.
Up next, heading.
Up next, this is basically anything that you put in queue. So for example, if there's a movie or show that you put in queue, it will be in this selection. And it will also have, if you do go to those sports sections and you selected some teams, those will also show up here. I'm gonna go ahead and flick down.
What to watch, heading.
All right, what to watch. These are all the movies and shows that Apple has partnered with other streaming services. And those will be listed here. And if you flick right, it will go through a list of shows. I'm gonna go ahead and flick down.
Included with your subscription, heading.
All right, included with your subscription. This is the channel also for your Apple TV Plus. And if you flick right, it will give you those most popular shows that are currently on Apple TV Plus.
Channels, choose just the ones you want, heading.
All right, channels. These are the streaming service providers that Apple has partnered with. And unfortunately, YouTube and Netflix and Amazon Prime are not one of those channels that are in here, but there's plenty of other streaming services that Apple has partnered with.
Apple Music TV, the music will be televised.
All right, the Apple
Watch
Music
now for free.
is a new channel that is going to be kind of like MTV. Apple is working with to establish this channel. Right now, it only currently has one channel.
New shows and movies on your channels and apps, heading.
Okay, these are what you are subscribing to. So the things that service providers that you subscribe to, your shows will be in here. It would also have all of your streaming service provider shows. It'll be in here.
Popular shows on your channels and apps, heading.
Okay, popular shows. These are basically what the people that are finding the shows that you're watching or the things that you're watching, they're saying these are also that you may also enjoy watching.
Sports, heading.
Okay, sports. This is also a channel that Apple has partnered with many other service providers that stream sporting events. If you go in here, you can find some of them are free, some that you have to subscribe to.
Streaming apps, watch all your shows from one place, heading.
Okay, this is where basically if you subscribe to multiple streaming apps, you can link all those streaming apps here. So therefore, I could watch a show that might be in Disney Plus. I can go in here, click on Disney Plus. I don't have to go to the Disney Plus app per se. It'll link it to the Disney Plus app.
Never Voiceless, honoring our Asian American and Pacific Islander community.
Okay, and these are a couple of different genres that Apple has set with social culture events that's going around the world. So they have a couple of different selections here.
Essential story, what we're watching, heading.
Okay, what we're watching, this is an algorithm of Apple is figuring out what people are watching based on the algorithm that they pick.
Trending, heading.
Trending, these are what people in general are watching that you may be interested in.
If you like, lust, caution, heading.
All right, somebody's watching that show.
Free series premieres.
All right, free. This is basically what this is. is it's teaser to let you watch maybe one episode of a series for free. There's a bunch of selections in here for that.
New movies, rent or buy to add to your library.
Okay, this is your basically going to your Apple iTunes where you can purchase and rent movies.
Limited time offers.
These are limited time offers that Apple is offering.
Browse by collection.
And browse by collection. Apple has set a series of different collections that if you flick right, it'll give you some different collections that you can pick from.
Browse by genre.
And then you have browse by genre. And finally,
learn about the Apple TV app.
Here
are some things you can do. Heading.
So basically that I've gone over right now, there's tutorial videos that you could watch here and it'll kind of explain all these things to you. And then finally,
recently watched. Heading.
There's a list of recently watched shows that that I've watched or the family sharing has watched here that's listed here. And the last thing I'm going to go over is what is available that I wish the TV app had, and that's a search for audio description shows. It doesn't have a category just for audio description. And so if you do go to iTunes
Store,
and double tap there, and if you go to
iTunes,
either shows,
genres, tab bar, selected, music, tab, 1 of 5.
I'm going to the bottom, and if I flick right,
movies,
if I go to movies, if I flick all the way down to the bottom,
tab, above suspicious, page 2, page 3 of 7, 0 featured items, page, the little things, for page 6 of 7, page 7 of 7.
If you do go to the bottom, there is a
Try
section.
Apple TV Plus free.
If you flick right,
watch Greyhound on app. New movies on 99 cents. Movies with audio descriptions button.
There is a selection there with movies with audio description. Most of these are going to be either you're going to need to purchase or rent. So that's basically Apple TV Plus. So our final presentation, we're going to have a gentleman who basically gives us lots of entertainments on Monday where he provides us some amazing clues to determine what kind of show the following Friday we're going to be playing. And I'm going to be introducing, we always call him Mr. iBUG, Michael McCulloch. He's going to give us a lot of good clues in using Netflix. So Michael, I'm going to give the mic to you.
All right, thank you, Sree. What an awesome presentation on Apple TV and Apple TV Plus. And Sandhya did another great job with the Amazon Prime Video. And I noticed we have a really awesome audience here on Zoom. There's about 37, 38 of us that are on this call. And then there's a few people that have joined us on Clubhouse. So just glad to have all of you guys be a part of our meeting today, this session. So yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about Netflix. Similar to the other services, this is a streaming subscription service consisting of TV shows, movies, and including Netflix originals, which are comprised of movies, series, and documentaries. The subscription service itself, as Sree mentioned earlier, there's not a contract, so it's on a monthly basis. You can, join, cancel at any time. They have actually 3 different plans for Netflix. The first plan, they call it the basic plan. That is $8.99 a month. And what that gives you is just a standard definition format, viewing, downloading of the movies, and that's only to one device. So if you're a single person, then that's a very cheap way to get the service. If you've got a couple of people that want to share the subscription, then they have what's called a standard service, which is $13.99 a month. And there you get, it upgrades the quality to HD, high definition viewing. And then you can actually stream simultaneously on two devices. And then finally, the third plan, their premium plan, is $17.99 a month. That gives you 4K quality, ultra high definition video And there you can simultaneously stream to 4 devices. So those are the different plans that are available to you. As far as some of the best features that I have found, you get basically unlimited viewing once you subscribe to all the movies and TV series that are available. And it is very accessible to using voiceover. There are quite a few audio described shows and movies. And a lot of those are some of the Netflix originals. I found it very easy to navigate, and there's several filters that I'm going to go through, show you and how to select various categories, including the audio description and downloading. So, well, I just should also mention there's some challenges, issues that I had. For example, after viewing some additional details of a show, Sree and Sandhya both showed you how to go down and get information about a show. On Netflix says you can do the same thing. One thing I found though, after I've done that, the focus doesn't always return me back to the same location once I come out of that to, get ready to watch the show. So I have to, again, navigate around, swipe around to find the play button. And not all of the movies are available for download. There's just certain movies that are available for download. I tried to search to see what the latest number of movies and TV shows that are available. Best I could find, there's just under 4,000 movies and just under 2,000 TV shows available in the US. If you know how to use VPNs and, log in to, like if you're in the UK or Australia, other countries, then that will give you some additional, shows, access to other shows and get you up to almost 14,000 total movies and TV shows. So anyway, that's just some of the background. Let's actually open up the
5:27 p.m.
All right, I gotta go quickly here. Open Netflix.
Net loading. No active category filters.
Okay, so when I come in when you come in on the screen, and there's some tabs, I'm just gonna touch down, explore by touch down in the bottom left corner.
Selected. Home. Tab.
And find the home tab. And then I'm just going to swipe right and just let you hear the other tabs.
Coming soon. Tab. 2 of 5.
So coming soon, those are just, as you can guess, things that'll be coming to Netflix, and it usually will show you the dates when those are available.
Mr. McCullough, could you raise it a little louder?
Okay.
Please. Okay.
Fast laughs. Tab. 3 of 5.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. That was Fast Laughs. There's a section there if you're looking for some quick comedies. I've looked at that and I wasn't real impressed with that one, but anyway.
Search. Tab. 4 of 5.
Then you can always do a search.
Downloads. Tab. 5 of 5.
And then if you want to take movies or TV shows on the go with you when you're not going to be in an area where you can stream on Wi-Fi, then you can always download it to your device, just like the others. Okay, so those are the tabs. Then if I go back up to the top.
Target selector button.
All right, there's something called a target selector. What that basically does is allow you to stream the video from right now I'm using the iPhone. So if I wanted to show it on a large screen TV, it'll look for any other devices that are on the same Wi-Fi network, or if I'm looking for maybe some speakers, then I could also connect up to some speakers that way too.
Account settings button.
All right, account settings, that just goes in and you can look at your account if you wanted to change plans or, add other accounts or other people if you've got the multi-person accounts.
TV shows button.
All right.
Filter by TV shows.
All right, now I'm down into the filters. And so the first one you heard there is TV shows.
Movies button. Filter by movies.
And movies.
Selected. Categories button.
And then
select a new filter.
Then categories. So this will, if I double tap here, this is going to give me a bunch of other filters to look at whatever I want to look at.
Home button.
So I'm just going to swipe right and go down through the different filter categories.
Audio description button. My list button. Available for download button. Action button. Anime button. Asian American and Pacific Islander stories button. Black stories button. Children and family button. Comedies button. Crime button. Critically acclaimed button. Documentaries button. Dramas button. Fantasy button. Horror button. Independent button. International button. LGBTQ button. Music and musicals button. Reality button. Romance button. Sci-fi button. Stand-up button. Thrillers button. Close button.
Okay, so that took me down through all the rest of the filters. So I'm going to just quickly do 3-finger swipes to get me back up to the top, because mainly I'm interested in just audio description. And once I get into audio description, then there'll be a further breakdown of different categories of movies. So
International, rows 8 to 21 of 25, rows 1 to 13 of 25.
All right.
Cellular, 2 of 4 bar, FBI Wi-Fi, audio description, button.
Okay, now I'm back up to the audio description button. So I'm just going to double tap that, and that'll set up the filter just to show me the different audio described movies that are available.
Select loading. Netflix, target selector, button.
Okay.
Currently showing audio description.
So now I've got what they say is audio description. What I've found, though, occasionally there will be some movies or TV shows that slip in here that aren't audio described, and then there's ways to check that once you actually load whatever you're interested in. So I'm going to set up my rotor by headings and just swipe down to look at the various categories that are available.
Vertical navigation, settings.
So now I just swipe down.
Popular on Netflix, heading.
So that's what the viewers are watching.
British TV thrillers and mysteries, heading. Because you watched Dead Man Down, heading. Netflix originals, heading. Binge-worthy TV shows, heading. Thriller movies, heading. Continue watching for Michael, heading. Recently added, heading. TV shows, heading. Because you watched The Spy, heading. Because you watched Battle, Los Angeles, TV comedies, heading. New releases, heading. Dark TV shows, heading. Because you watched Mindhunter, heading. TV sci-fi and horror, heading. Relentless crime dramas, heading. TV dramas, heading. Familiar TV favorites, heading. My list, heading. Heading not found.
Okay, so I've reached the bottom, so you could hear all the different categories that are available, and you may have noticed that it will try to also, based on what you've been watching, give you others that are similar to that. Whenever it said, because you watched such and such, then it'll list others. So I'm going to go back up.
Continue watching for my thriller movies. Binge-worthy TV, Netflix originals, heading. Binge-worthy, Netflix originals, heading.
All right, I'm going to look there in Netflix originals. So once I'm on a particular heading there, I can just swipe right and go through the various movies that are listed under that particular heading.
Monster, button. Mindhunter, button. The Spy, button. The Sons of Sam, A Descent into Darkness, button. Mute, button. Shadow and Bone, button. Jupiter's Legacy, button. Marcella, button. The Devil All the Time, button. I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, button. Travelers, The Kaminsky Method, button. What/if, button. Selena, The Series, Bad Blood, button. The OA, button. Wanted, button. Concrete Cowboy, button. Display details.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Concrete Cowboy. So I think I'm going to double tap on that one and see what that's about.
Cowboy, Home. Back button. Target selector. Button. Account settings. Button.
So those are the same buttons that are up at the top. I'm just swiping through.
Play trailer.
So I could watch the trailer.
Trailer. Mute audio. Button.
And if for whatever reason, sometimes if the sound's not on, then that's the button that you would go in and unmute to get the sound going.
Concrete Cowboy. 97% match. 2021. R. 1 hour 51 minutes. HD. Button. More
Okay.
info.
Okay, so a 97% match tells me that that's probably a pretty high rated based on viewers. And it was rated R, and I don't remember the time, 131 minutes or something like that, I think. Keep swiping right.
Play. Button.
There's my play button.
Download. Button.
All right, so now if I wanted to get it, actually put it on my device, I could download it there.
Sent to live with his estranged father for the summer. A rebellious teen finds kinship in a tight-knit Philadelphia community of black cowboys.
Okay, that's just a short description of the show.
Cast. Heading.
Here's the cast.
Download. Sent to live with his estranged father. Cast. Heading. Idris Elba. Button. Caleb McLaughlin. Button. Jarrell Jerome. Button. More. Button. Director. Heading. Ricky Staub. Button. My list. Button.
Okay.
Add to my list.
So that gave me all the, the main cast and the director. There was a more button if I wanted to go see the complete cast and all the other credits, some of the other credits. I'm currently on
my list.
My list.
Add to my list.
So this is where I could add it onto my list for, possibly, or no, this is where I would, no, there's a separate download button. So this would just add it kind of like a favorites and keep it there in case I want to come back to it and watch it.
Rate button.
I can rate the movie.
Share button.
Similar to the others Sree and Sandhya talked about, I can share it.
Selected. More like this. Tab. 1 of 2.
And then there's a tab here that if I wanted to find other movies similar to this one.
Trailers and more. Tab. 2 of 2.
And then if I keep swiping, it'll start listing those other movies and shows that are similar to this. So I'm going to go back up and just start playing it.
Selected. Share. Rate. Mike. Ricky. Director. More. Jarrell. Caleb. Idris. Cap. Sent to live with. Download. But play. Button. Play.
Double tap to
Landscape.
play it.
Charge port to the right. Close.
Red
Button.
letter N unfolds into a spectrum of colors.
Netflix presents. Lee Daniels and Tucker Tooley present.
Rated R language throughout. Drug use and some violence.
Production in
Show controls.
association with
Button.
Neighborhood Film Co. and Green Door Pictures.
Hi, this is Amelie. Leave a message and I'll get you back.
Good afternoon, Ms. Edwards. This is Principal Jenkins at North Detroit High School.
Okay, so right now I'm trying to tap on the screen and nothing is happening. So I have to double tap to get the controls back.
Show controls.
I'm not sure that we have
Pause.
resources
Button.
here to help your son. At this
Play.
And there's the pause button, or I could have used the 2-finger magic tap, double tap to pause and play. Some of the other control buttons on this screen, let me go back up.
Show controls. Button.
Oops, went away. Let me double tap again.
Show controls. Play. Concrete Cowboy.
Shows me the title.
MDX. Button.
And I'm just swiping right. What is MDX? Oh, that's that. I'm not sure exactly what that stands for, but that's the control.
Show controls. Button.
Yeah, the controls only stay up about 10 seconds and then they go away. So you have to keep double tapping if you want to go through the controls, especially if you're stopping and talking like I'm doing.
Show controls. Play. Button.
And it came back up in the play position.
MDX. Button.
Okay, that was to display it onto another, like a big screen TV or something.
Concrete Cowboy. MDX. Button. Brightness slider. 31%. Adjustable. Show controls. Show controls. Button. Show controls.
So there was a brightness slider.
Track position. 1. Forward. Play. Rewind 10 seconds. Brightness slider. 31. Rewind 10 seconds. Button. Play. Forward 10 seconds. Button.
buttons to
track position 1%. Remaining show controls button.
Yeah, it goes away really quickly.
Show controls. Track position 1%. Adjustable.
So I could
track position 1%. Adjustable.
Swipe up and down
Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
To move it if I, happen to lose my place or whatever, and then come back roughly to
track
spot
position.
without having
show
to
controls
start all over.
Button. Show controls. Play. Track position. Remaining time 1 hour. Speed 1 times. Button.
I could speed
Open
it up
playback
if I want to
slider.
watch it faster.
Lock interface. Button. Tap to lock interface.
Can lock it in.
Audio and subtitle options. Show controls. Button. Show audio and subtitle options. Button.
Okay, so if you happen to,
audio and subtitle options.
Sree showed you earlier
audio,
how
heading.
to set your audio description on in the main settings. And once that's set on, generally it should always pick the audio description. Occasionally it may not, and then this is where you would go to find where the settings are to turn audio description on. So I'm just going to swipe right.
German. English, original. Spanish. French. Italian. Selected. English, audio description.
Okay, so we do see that it is selected, and obviously we heard it a while ago with the audio description.
Subtitles, heading.
If for some reason hard of hearing, let's set subtitles.
Selected, off.
And just go down through all this quickly.
English CC, French, simplified Chinese, Spanish, traditional Chinese, close, button.
And there's the close button to get out of that.
Close. Button.
So those are the main controls on the screen whenever you're actually watching the video. Okay, so to get out of that, I think it actually told me I'm on the
show controls. Button.
So Mr. McClain's got about 5 minutes.
Play.
Okay.
Button. Okay. Rewind 10 seconds. Brightness slider. MDX. Concrete cowboy. Close. Button.
All right, so just closing out of that. So that's basically how you would load a movie, start playing it, and like I said, the audio. I mainly leave the audio filter on, leave the filters on audio description, and then go down and look at the different categories of movies that I want to see. It really doesn't help me to watch any movies that aren't audio described. So I think that may be all I had to show for now. I guess we can open it up for question and answers on any of these, or I know there's people using other apps.
All right. So are we ready to open it up? Hold on 1 second. And remember, everybody, we will follow our normal rules. Say your name and then wait to be recognized. 1 second. All right. So who would like to go first?
This is Stephen.
Go ahead, Stephen.
I have a question for you, Sandhya. When you were doing the Prime, and you had played the movie and then you went through the different options, like with audio description, I think I heard it say audio 2. Does that mean that there is audio description in more than one language, or is that just something else with the number?
Yeah, the way I understand it, it's like audio 2, like there are 2 languages. Like the way I understand it is that it's English and then audio description. That's all I could figure out. Because that's what you want whenever you see audio 2, it seems like that's when you're going to get the audio description.
Okay, so it's not that there's audio description in more than one language?
No,
Okay.
Not that I could tell. No, it's just that you're getting regular English and then audio description.
Okay, sounds good. That's what I thought.
That's what I think it means. I could be wrong, but that's how it worked. So
This is Sree.
Go ahead, Sree.
I just want to say in Apple Music Plus, they do have audio description in different languages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons I was asking is I think it's either Netflix or Prime, I can't remember. When I've clicked on like a TV series is mainly when I see it, and the show is in English, but the audio description is in Spanish or French or whatever.
All right. Yeah.
So, okay, I'm getting a terrible echo here, so.
Hold on. Okay, so people should be able to unmute. So Stephen, if you want to finish your
Okay.
comment?
Yeah. What I was trying to figure out is the show, sometimes if it originates in another country, I've noticed that's when it happens. That's why I was asking the question is there more than one option of a language and audio description in
Well,
some of these?
actually, when I was watching the Apple event a couple of weeks ago, I got it in Japanese. So obviously it's out there. So I guess we could just experiment with it. But
Okay, sounds good.
It's Michael.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, on Netflix, yeah, I've also noticed when I went in to look at the languages, occasionally there are multiple audio description languages.
All right, great question.
Good.
Okay, thank you, Steven. Okay, who's next? Somebody else with a question? Sree, Michael, or me?
This is Ned.
Yes, sir.
This goes back to Michael. Where do you find the accessibility filter again in the Netflix to make sure all your films are accessible or that are already described?
So that's in the main settings, accessibility settings on your device.
Okay.
And yeah, Sree showed that right at the very beginning. I forget how far down, once you get into accessibility and just start swiping down to it says audio description and just make sure that's turned on and left on and then.
But I'm in Netflix when I'm doing that, correct?
No, you're actually in the main settings of your device.
Okay.
It's the main iOS settings.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Great question. All right, who else? Who's next?
This is Keith.
Yes, sir.
Can we get a little clarification on that? If you have audio description turned on in accessibility settings, when you stream a movie in one of these apps, will it automatically turn the audio description on if it's available?
This is Sree.
Go ahead, Sree.
So in most cases, I have noticed it, but like, for example, when I was watching a different provider like HBO Max, even though I had audio description turned on my accessibility, I still had to go to the audio settings inside HBO Max and turn audio description on.
All right.
Yeah, and Michael, on Netflix, yeah, generally it will already be set to audio description English, like the one example I just went through. It was already set, and that's why I went in there to the language to verify that. So, and I didn't set anything. It had already been pre-selected based on selecting audio description in the main iOS settings.
Very good. Thank you, Keith. All right, who's next? Somebody else with a new question?
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Miss Jody.
Just to clarify, where do you find you found the header with audio description in Netflix? Is that under the search? And then the other question I wanted to ask is, everybody that's got Apple TV, have you seen the TV series they have that they've produced themselves called Sree?
All right, who would like to answer? Mr. McCulloch, I think the question is for you.
Yeah, Michael, on Netflix, at the top, once you get past your account, it'll start showing you the filters for TV. It always has TV and then movies.
Oh, TV and movies. Okay.
Yeah, those two are there. And then the next swipe you do will take you to different other categories of filters. And then you double tap.
Okay, thank you.
Once you double tap that, then that's where you'll find the audio description filter.
This is
Very
Terry.
good. Okay. Hold on. Part two of her question. Did
sorry.
anybody watch Sree? I never did, but did you? I think Mr. Paul,
Oh, it's 400 years in the future. Everybody on the planet is blind.
Right. I've heard of it. Did Michael or anybody else
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah,
All right.
I watched it. I enjoyed it. I mean, there's some screwy things about it, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there's very screwy things about it. Yeah, but it was.
Okay, thank you, Jody. All right, next, Miss Terry Ann, go ahead.
And if this question isn't appropriate for here, please let me know.
Okay.
But one of the problems that I'm having, I would love to cut the cord with my cable company. But what do I do about internet? Because if I leave the cable or if I take away my, the TV stuff so that I can just watch it on whatever subscription I wish, they say, well, yeah, but you're going to pay buku bucks. You're going to pay even more to keep your internet with us if you do that.
This is Sree.
Yeah, go ahead, Sree. You're leading this discussion, so.
Okay, so I can tell you what I had to do was I waited till my contract was over because if you tried to talk to them during a contract, they're going to give you the scare tactic of, you know, your internet's going to go way up and things like that. When my contract was over, my internet did go up, but it was like around $20 it went up. But my cost savings overall still was much lower. So I would, you know, you are going to need an internet service provider, no matter what, whether you have regular TV or not. You know, you still need internet. So there, you know, you can definitely shop around. They're not, you know, you don't only have one internet provider where you live. There's usually more than one. And believe me, there's some new services that are coming up, and probably if not this year, definitely by next year, you're going to get some more variety of choices. So my recommendation is don't negotiate them while you're in a contract. Wait till your contract is over.
Right. Yeah, because then they all want to that my service provider automatically renews it is the problem.
I set a reminder on the date. I'm not sorry, this is Sree.
Mm-hmm.
I set a reminder on the date, and the date that my contract was over is the date that I told them I'm cutting the cord, and they try to call me to say, please stay. And I said, no.
This is Herbie.
Go ahead, Herbie.
Okay, so two things. First of all, another answer to Keith's question, Disney Plus is another app that you do have to set the audio description on separately from the device settings. So that is another app that you have to do that. Like you said, the others, I don't know about Amazon Prime, but the others, it's definitely, you know, you set it up on the device. Another thought, though, I had to Terry's question, for those of you, if you are just using mobile devices, and I can tell you from my own experience that 5G is getting good enough to where you can actually watch movies at the same quality that you can on regular internet. And you do need the 12 series. The SE models won't work. And check not all plans are unlimited data. Some are, some are not. But, you know, I would say that if you were just a mobile device user, and, you know, maybe tethering will get better and stuff too. But, you know, over time, in the next couple of years, just having your cell phone provider as an internet option might actually be viable, which would be another way to get out of the TV internet combo things if you want. So that, you know, as 5G gets better, that may become another viable option, because I've definitely, like, I have the iPhone 12 and I've been impressed with I can watch you know, Disney Plus or Apple TV while traveling, and there's no buffering, no breakups or anything like that. So for the most part. So there's still some work in progress, but that could become another viable option over time. And the other option, though, too, is if you want the cable benefits and you don't really, you know, like Chanel and I, for instance, we have cable, but we don't have the actual TV. We just watch it all online through like the Xfinity app, which is very accessible and also has some DVS options, you know, audio description options as well. I don't use that as much for movies. I use that more for live TV, and that is one disadvantage with some of the other TV services. Like, well, I think you can get your local TV stations with YouTube TV. I'm not sure about some of the others, but you could lose your local TV stations as a. Though some do have live stream options, I guess. So depending on, that's something else to consider if you ditch cable. Like, you know, if you want to watch your local news, is their app accessible or not, or, you know, so those are just some random thoughts that I have for you all.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael, go ahead.
Yeah, just kind of give merit to one of the things Herbie said. I was listening to a podcast, and they were saying because 5G was getting so good that for a while there, what do you call it? Fiber optic was like was rolling out all around everywhere, and then suddenly they just kind of backed off and stopped. And some of the people on the podcast were speculating that was because they were thinking people were going to start using 5G more and more rather than regular internet service. So anyway, just a random thought.
Anyone else have any questions?
This is Dan.
Go ahead, Dan.
Okay. For Sandhya, regarding Amazon Prime, I'm a little bit confused. Apparently, if you want to determine if something is audio described on the main screen on Amazon Prime, if you look for audio 2 in the language setting, is that going to tell you?
No, okay, sorry. That's a great question. Yes, thank you, Sree. So Dan, that was just like a little clue, like a quick way to determine if there's audio description, but you can also, like if you go into a movie and you're not sure if it's audio described, if you didn't have your audio description filter or whatever, then you could, if you see that audio description, language 2, then you kind of can figure it out that there is audio description. That's kind of like by inference, but it's not any firm thing that you can search by that I can tell. But I mean, you can go and like we found at the very end is audio described movies. If you specifically only want audio described movies, it's at the very bottom when we were in that find tab. It's really literally at the end. I hope that helps. I hope I didn't create more confusion, but that's what I found.
Wait, okay. This is Dan. That's in the to do a search for audio described in Amazon Prime. You've got to open up the brochure tab.
Find. It's like there were 5 tabs on the home screen, so you go under Find, Find. And then when you search by headings, and then you go to the very end, and then you swipe to the very end, and you'll find audio description.
Okay, very good. And then my other question regarding Netflix, can you set up an account through the app on Netflix, or do you have to go to the web page?
Wow, it's been so long since I set mine up. I had to set mine up through the website. I don't know if there's anybody that's recently set up an account.
Anyone know the answer to the question?
Whether you can do it on the app or not. I guess the only thing, try to load the app. The app is free to load, and just see what it does, if it'll allow you to set the account up.
This is Stephen.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, when I did it I think it was a couple of years ago, I had to go through the website. So unless they've changed it since then, that's what I had to do. And then once you do it, then you go in the app and sign in and be able to watch it, through your other devices.
Website is netflix.com.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, maybe.
This is Sree.
One second, Terry. Maybe come on our Monday call, and maybe we'll have the answer for you then. Go ahead, Terry.
I set mine up about a year ago, and I've now since canceled it because I wasn't using it so much, but I was able to set mine up on my iPhone, and much to my surprise, my audio description was already turned on. I didn't even have to turn that on.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Interesting. Thank you.
But they also, if you ever have any issues with setting it up, their technical support team, my experience was that it was really good.
This is Darlene.
Go ahead, Darlene.
So in that frame of mind, if you subscribe to apps that you can subscribe to in your apps on your phone, it will keep track of your subscriptions in your iStore account, in your App Store account. And it's so easy to cancel them and get new subscriptions and then cancel those. I mean, you can watch the service for like a month, and when you watched all the good stuff, you just go cancel it. So it's so handy.
Yep. Any other questions?
This is Keith with a quick tip.
Go ahead, Keith.
Anybody that's on Medicaid, Amazon actually offers Prime for half price, or they did a couple of years ago when I signed up for it. Basically, if you're on Medicaid, I would definitely check that out if you have Prime or interested in Prime, which also includes the Prime Video.
And I just want to piggyback off what Keith said. They also do that, I believe, if you're a student, you also get Prime half off. Any other questions?
I think we're at the end of our time.
Well, I just want to say, if there's no other questions, I just want to say thank you to Sandhya and Michael for helping me do the presentation today. And I hope everyone goes out and starts streaming. It's, you got a lot of choices. The cost ranges, so it's not, there's all kinds of price range. And then like was mentioned, you could watch something, and if you don't like it, try something else. It's very difficult to do that with other services, so.
Oh, Sree, a quick comment. There's a lot of free streaming too that you can get.
That is correct. I'm sorry, what was your name?
It's Jody.
Jody, yep, you're absolutely correct. And I think, especially if you guys, if you're in that 31 markets for the low cast, I would definitely check it out, because then you can get your local channels for free. It is free with ads, so just be aware of that.
Hey, Sree, this is Hershey.
Yeah, go ahead, Hershey. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask, somebody brought up the Xfinity app as far as a streaming capable app, being that it's easier probably if anybody has Bluetooth headsets or anything that is trying to connect to download that app. Does that pretty much give you the same kind of outline of what you find on a box?
I think it was Herbie who had that answer. I don't have Xfinity. My brother, who's also visually impaired, he has it. He likes the streaming service of it because he finds it useful. Go ahead, Herbie.
So I don't have the box because we do everything on the phone, but you can definitely do channel searches. You can find movies, TV shows. There's some things I don't like about the channel searching feature when you're trying to find live events, but so I can talk about the app, but I don't know how it compares to the box. So I think there is a voice search option in the app, and I also don't know how it compares from like iPhone to Android or whatever. I know it on the iPhone, and I know it on the website xfinity.com/stream. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely usable.
Okay, well, thank you for that, Herbie.
All right. Anyone else have any questions? And I don't have a clock in front of me. I don't know what time it is.
All right, we are at our time. So thank you, Sree, for coordinating all this, and thank you for this cafe. And we look forward to everybody joining us next time. I believe it'll be June 12th, I think. So please come back for that. And once again, happy Mother's Day, and thank you to everybody who joined us today. And thank you, Sree and Michael. All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good night,
Outstanding
y'all.
cafe.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
everybody. Well
Bye.
done. Bye-bye.
Thank you.